N4OZI and the SAMRC. This is KF4TXQ returning. You got a good signal, Alan, but Mother Nature's got a good signal too. When she turns those static crashes loose, they propagate very well. And depending how far they are away from your station, that's going to determine how loud it is at your station. So there you go. But anyway, everything's copacetic here, and we're kind of pecking away at our most recent project, which is I've cloned the station I'm on now. I got another pair of 813s over here in another position, close to the operating position, and I'm gonna have that on. I got to put up another antenna though. I'm gonna put up a 160 meter antenna, and then try to use it on both 160 and. But anyway, I got a good copy on most everybody. Hey, you're coming in pretty good from over in Georgia, and anyway, but it sounds good. You got it adjusted fairly closely, I think, and we'll see. But anyhow, let's see. What we need is another one of these Bowers times 4-to-1 linears, ununs, you know, and the model number on this one is 4124S. 41, maybe it's 34, let's see. 4134 Sierra, I think is what it is. It's kind of got the writing scrubbed off on it, but anyway, I'll dig around and look on the list and see what it is. That's the only thing I need now to finish up my lash up on the clone of the station here. And I'm hoping this is going to work out, because that way I'll be completely independent with the new station, and so that ought to give me a really good backup. I hated to have things lashed up in such a way that I could have, from one to the other unintentionally, unintended characteristics, you might say. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to send it back to you. Get up there in Woodstock. N4OZI and the prenet. This is KF4TXQ. Over.
Okay, Sam. KF4TXQ and the prenet. This is N4OZI. Very good. This is coming up on the 404 in the severe static crisis. It's got most of that, and we'll get a little better. Signals are coming up from where they were an hour ago when I was listening, so that's always encouraging. Let's take another standby and see if we have any other check-ins for the SAMRC swap and fellowship prenet. This is N4OZI. Any other check-ins coming out? All right, looks like we're caught up, so we'll go up to Bob, K4BKC. How about some comments for the prenet, Bob? This is N4OZI.
N4OZI is the prenet. This is K4BKC. Fine business, Alan. You're sounding good for Woodstock. Everything's going well here in Columbia. It's been a Sam said doing some work outside. Truck in the shop. Got a check engine light on it, and my curtain said it was running lean. So I took it in, and they said I must have some bypass because they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So I've got my truck back home, and I'm happy. Hopefully it'll behave itself. Thank you, Alan. N4OZI, K4BKC.
we go along. Let's take another standby. See if we for the SAMRC swap and fellowship prenet. Maybe up on that one. So we'll continue. Go to Rob.
Alright, Info Rosetta Group. This is AB4AM coming to you from the big metropolis, Dawsonville, Georgia. So hopefully that's a little bit better. I got trying to figure out what was going on here. And I was off on my adjustment just a smidge. And my slurs were off just a little bit. And go figure. Hoping that happens. But it helps when you tune up to the right band. So hopefully you're hearing me a little bit better now. Looking forward to a good group in here tonight, so I won't hold it a whole lot, my friend. I'll throw it back over there to you, and that way you can go through everybody and hopefully pick up quite a few more before we start into the net. So good being here and looking forward to a good net. So I'll take it back over there to you. Info Rosetta, I take it from AB4AM.
Okay, Rob. AB4AM. Info Rosetta. It's good to hear you in there. I remember hearing you on the 160 net a few months back, and haven't checked into that net in a while. I think the photographs has been a little bit too much, but I have to see if I can do that. It's good to hear you in there tonight. You're coming in really good from Dawsonville, sounding good. All right, let's continue down our list. Go to Ken, 3-3, JWI. How about the time that's good for OZI?
N4OZI, K3JWI. Well, again, good evening to everyone on the pre-net here. Copying everyone, all okay. There is a lot of static that I'm experiencing that I usually don't. That's the way it is this evening in June. I'm glad to be back, but this gets hot. However, I hated to give up the weather that we were experiencing up in central Pennsylvania. By golly, it was beautiful. Chilly in the morning, wonderful during the day, low humidity. I hated to leave, but that's okay. Came back. We'll head back that way in 4 or 5 more weeks. But anyway, very good. I'll keep it short. We're on the 20V3, listening on the R390A. Again, good evening, everyone. And I'll save the rest of my thoughts and everything for the net. So, Alan, thanks for picking me up, and thanks for running the show. N4OZI, K3JWI.
Okay. K3JWI and the SAMRC Swap Fellowship Prenet. This is N4OZI, 20V3, sounding good down this way. You got a very good coming in real good over here, so almost like you're next door, just booming in. And yeah, I think thing was talking about the thunderstorms this morning. I woke up to some thunder about 6 a.m., but we never got any. Things here where we're at, not a drop. A little bit of thunder, and that was not here anymore, and full day. So we could use some rain now. Some of the folks further north had gotten an inch of rain, but we got none. Anyway, stand by, see if we have any other check-in. AMRC Swap and Fellowship Prenet. Any other check-ins? Come now. All right, not hearing any further on the list from Billy. K04, SSI. Got some comments for the prenet there, Billy. This is OZI.
N4OZI, this is K04SSY returning. Well, we're just hanging out here. Alan, thank you for running the prenet, for picking me up. We're just kind of sitting around and listening. I'm getting a little bit of static, but not just tons of static. So it's relatively quiet here. So maybe my antenna's just not listening in the direction that it's all coming from. So, but everybody seems to be coming in pretty well here tonight so far. Much better than the other night. So hopefully it'll hang together and everything will go good. Like I said, everybody sounding good. Mike, just Ken, everybody sounding good here this evening. So, back over to you, Alan, for OZI, KO4SSY.
Okay, Billy. KO4SSY. In the pre-net, send for OZI. Yeah, I think most of the storms are to the south of us. So with you being a little further north, it's a little bit quieter area. We've got, looking at the lightning map, most of the storms are in the Atlanta area, just to the south of me here, and maybe moving further south, hopefully. We've had a lightning hit fairly close to the on the lightning map, but it seems to have gone further south now. But that looks like Atlanta's the area there that's getting hit, that's causing most of the interference here at the QTH. And then there's a band over there just to the southwest of Augusta, which is really getting hammered. So anyway, we'll make it through it. The static crashes are starting to dissipate a little bit, but they're still in there. All right, let's go on down to Perry and see if we can get some comments for the pre-net there. Perry, good to hear you in there. And how about some comments for the pre-net? K4CWW, this is in for OZI.
WA4KM.
Okay, I heard KM in there, K4CWW. In the pre-net, thanks for picking me up there, Alan. The band has been funny, but you actually had a little surge about the last 2 minutes of your last transmission. At the beginning, you were way down in the valley of the shadow of death, and then you had a good surge there at the end of the transmission, so that's the way it goes. Like I say, different rig tonight, just checking this thing out. It's Hallicrafter's HT32B and HT33B. I'm not driving the amplifier very much. This is the first time out of the gate for it, so I don't want to blow it up right away. I'm running about 150 watts out to the antenna. And the receiver is a Drake R4B. And you guys probably won't get to hear this on the net very much because the plan is to put this on. This antenna here works real well on 10 meters. And I think I'm going to park this setup on 10 meter AM. There's a fair amount of 10 meter AM in May, then not much in June, but July, August, and September should be pretty good. So I think that's going to be the 10 meter AM rig. But anyway, good evening to everybody. Always a pleasure. I hope I've got the mic gain set about right on this because I'm just purely guessing based on what my HT37 was like. God bless everybody. Thanks for your thoughts. My wife's doing fine after a stroke. She has not had any follow-up incidents. And Will he's taking it one day at a time. He's a trooper, and I think we can maybe see some light at the end of the tunnel. We certainly hope so. Back to you, N4OZI, K4CWW, portable, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Okay, Perry. K4CWW in the pre-net, N4OZI. Yeah, Will and your wife are in our prayers, and it's always good to get an update, and they are moving forward and getting better. That's always good. The HT32B and 33B sounds good, and in that sense, they're doing really well. I've got an old HT37 sitting here under the workbench that one of these days I need to kind of fire up. I used to have that as a novice, and I would use it on CW, obviously, and I'm going around, but it made a lot of good contacts for me, and I was quite impressed with it. I'd sold it off, so when I found it years ago, when I found another one, I bought it and kept it. And I'm waiting on my R4B to get back from Tennessee, getting refurbished up there, and the guy does a fantastic job. So I should hear something about that probably toward the end of this week, maybe the beginning of next week, and that would be great to get that back and pair it up with that transmitter. Kevin, I got you in there, so we'll take another standby. This is the SAMRC Spot and Fellowship Pre-Net. Any other check-ins come now? All right, not hearing anybody. I saw the short carrier, but not hearing anybody, so we'll continue on. Dr. John, how about some comments for the pre-net? KN4ME, this is N4OZI.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. You've got a great signal here, great audio. Armchair copy, full quieting, except for occasional static burst. I'm not doing anything to you. I just actually recorded a clip of your audio, and I'll send it to you. And I was recording one for Perry. I was looking up the email. I'll have to put in my address, and I'll have to email it to you, Perry. But a sample of your audio, pretty good on the HT 37. Anyway, we are enjoying a beautiful day here. It did cloud up. Thought it might storm, but it did not, and it looks like it's going to bypass us. So we connected the antenna back up, and proud to be here. N4OZI. Dr. Ron, if you're copying, it's an NC303. It is not the 300, and it is under one more receiver. It's under an R390, and it's such an angle that I can't really get to it without trying to lift, and I ain't doing that till we get some stuff cleared out. And then we'll pull it out and see what we can do with it. So that's the situation. N4OZI and the crew, KN4, Mike Echo.
Dr. John, KN4, N4OZI, and SAMRC, swap across your prenet. Very good, guys. Very good signal coming in right down here. And I thought hopefully we'll get some rain over here as well. But so far we've been dodging them lately, and I don't think we've had a drop in about 2 weeks. It's really unusual. But I seem to recall last June we had a dry, hot June, and then everything changed in July. So maybe it's the same pattern. All right. We'll take another standby, and before we get Matt, see if we have any other check-ins for the SAMRC swap and call 6. Any other check-ins come now? I guess we're caught up. Well, over to you. W4AX, to tell you, this N4OZI.
All right, thanks so much, Alan. N4OZI, W4AX. Thank you for running the net. Perry, blessings to Will and your wife. I was not aware your wife had been ill and or had a stroke, and hopefully she quickly recovers from that. And your audio sounds great, Perry. I wouldn't touch a thing. Copying everyone here, and please remember today, 79 years ago, a bunch of very brave men stormed the beaches of Normandy, France on D-Day. Considered to be the greatest generation, and I have walked those beaches in those battles for weeks at a time, and if you've never had a chance to do that, I highly encourage you to go take care of that or do that. Another announcement, there's a tailgate this Saturday at the Tucker Recreation Center, Tucker, Georgia Recreation Center at 9 a.m. It's put on by the Alfred Memorial Club because the Atlanta Ham Fest isn't occurring. I think it's going to be pretty well attended. I'm thinking I might carry a few things over there and just see how it goes. But that's this Saturday, 9 a.m., Tucker, Georgia Recreation Center. So hope to see some of you there. Back to you, Alan. N4OZI, W4AX.
So I heard about that. That's off of the Vista Road. I think it might be something interesting to check out. We'll see what we can do on that. But, well, it'd be good considering the hand test just kind of imploded. It didn't happen at all, so what a shame. Anyway, and 79 years ago today was D-Day, and quite an event, and quite amazing how many young people don't remember it. But of course, it happened long before I was born, but I definitely do remember it. Anyway, let's continue down the road to Dr. Ron and pick you up, and then after that we'll pick up some check-ins. WB for GWO for the prenet. This N4OZI.
Okay, Alan. N4OZI from WB4GWO. Good evening. Everybody else sure good to hear everybody. And Ben, you're doing great. You're 50 over here, so you're just really, really booming in, doing well. And Max, I think you're king of the hill here. You're about 70 over on my Collins here. But you sound really good, and everybody sounds really super. And I, too, have walked the beaches of Normandy and gone in the bunkers and looked at all of that stuff. Spent about a month over there, and it is something to see for sure. I spent last week and all day, yesterday afternoon, and all day today out in the garden. Just fencing the garden to try to keep the critters out, and boy, I bet I sweat a bucket load. So got that all taken care of, and trying to keep the deer from eating up everything. But today is my 53rd wedding anniversary. Janice and I were married on June the 6th, and I kid people all the time, and I say, yeah, we got married on D-Day, and it's been war ever since. But I'm just kidding. She's a wonderful person, and 53 years. And the fact that she let me be able to get on the net tonight speaks to that. So I'm going to take her out and wine her and dine her the rest of the week, I think. But everything's good here, and sure good to hear everybody. N40ZI from WB4GWA in Concord.
Hey, Alan.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Alan, just letting you know, this W4AX back. I need to sign. My tree guy is going to be here in just a minute to do a bunch of tree work. Good evening, everyone, W4AX.
Okay, Matt. We'll put you down and find out, but if you get a chance and you can come back here, we'll definitely love to have you, so we'll let you go and mark you off the list there. Appreciate you getting in tonight. This is N40ZI. Happy anniversary to you there, Dr. Ron. And, yeah, 53 years, man, that's something else. It's been kind of a special week. This week our daughter's in from Indianapolis University. She's getting her PhD there. She got 2 more years to go on the 5-year program, so she's visiting this week. So it's been a little bit busy around here, and I haven't been on quite as much as I want to. Oh, but she's off with girls that we grew up with over in the other neighborhood, and they're going out to dinner, and they'll be back later, so it gives me a chance to call the net. All right, well, let's take a standby and see if we have any other check-ins for the SAMRC Swap and Fellowship Freenet. Any other check-ins? Come now.
WA4KM, I'm back.
W4, Charlie Tango.
All right, Kevin got you in there still, and Ben got you in there. Center Cap Ben. Any other check-ins?
Alan, I don't know. I heard you did it momentarily.
All right, Billy, appreciate it. Yeah, static crashes kind of got him, but I'm going to put him in there, put John in there, VZF, and get him in there as well. I'll get this written down here. Yeah. All right, John, we got you in there. All right, let's continue down our list to Greg. WA4. All right. How about some comments? Pre-notice, N40ZI.
N40ZI, this is WA4II. You hear roaring in the background. That's the air conditioner trying to keep me cool. But anyway, been a nice day today, and like Dr. John said earlier, we went down to Harbor Gate and I spent the night. But I was going down to see the roll around. Maybe I can make it. But everybody's sounding good so far. I have pretty good propagation for the net. So thanks for picking me up. N40ZI, this is WA4II.
All right, Greg. Good copy on you over here. It's N40ZI. And
Yeah, it would not do me good to be going to Harbor Freight. Especially since they're emailing me telling me there's a big sale. And I'm like, the last thing I need to do is run over to Harbor Freight again. I end up getting much. I gotta break that habit. Okay, let's go over to Eddie. KA4AMI. How about some comments for the pre-net, Eddie? It's N4OZI.
Okay, N4OZI, this is KA4AMI. Well, good evening, Alan and the net, or the pre-net. We're hearing everybody pretty good so far. There's a couple of stations that's a little bit light, but I think that'll change. Perry, I'll agree with everyone else. Your audio's beautiful. I think you got a nice rig there. Just lock it down. I wouldn't touch anything. Well, anyway, it's 87 degrees here in Williamson, and it's a pretty afternoon over here, but just north of us up there at the Atlanta airport, east and west of Atlanta, there's thunderstorms. That's where all the noise is down here on the radio we're hearing. But glad to be here, and let's see, 53 years for Ron. That's an achievement in itself. A lot of folks don't make it that long. Anyway, congratulations, Ron. And back to you, Alan, and looking forward to the net. N4OZI, this is KA4AMI Williamson.
Okay, Eddie. KA4AMI in the pre-net is N4OZI. Yeah, I think some of these storms right around that airport in Atlanta, looking at the lightning map, is really making it tough and hard to hear. But I appreciate Billy relaying John in. I saw that carrier, and his voice sounded familiar, but boy, the static crashes are taking him out here, and I couldn't quite pull him through. All right, that's the end of the pre-net, so it's time to turn it over to Stan and put that on the microphone. Well, before it's too hard to take it, this is N4OZI.
Okay, Alan, thank you. Good evening, everybody. This is W4KR, Southeastern AM Radio Club meeting for Tuesday night club meeting and SwapNet and FellowshipNet, all going on at the same time between the static crashes. Static crashes are a whole bunch here in South Carolina, so if I miss somebody along the line, holler a little bit louder the next time. For folks who are listening and may not be familiar with us, we meet every Tuesday evening at this time at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Pre-net begins a half an hour earlier at 6:30, and we would encourage you to spend a few moments and look at our website. It's w4ami.org, w4ami.org, and it's a masterful piece that's handled by our webmaster, Dr. Ron, WB4GWA. Membership number of the club is approximately 290 total over the years. Many of whom are active and with us, and a few have passed on and become silent keys, but the vast majority are here, and most of them are active. With that, this is, from here on out, the call here is going to be W4AMI, and we'll begin with first person on the list tonight's going to be our club president, Bob, K4BKC. See if Bob has any news announcements or other things. K4BKC, this is W4AMI. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Stan. W4AMI. This is K4BKC. Well, just wanted to make sure everyone keeps the folks that are ill in our group in their thoughts and prayers. Perry, K4CWW, and his son Will, and his wife Carolyn. Ben, W4CT, and Norm W7IEC, and any others that you know of. We got some Handfest coming up. I think I've announced Newton 12 coming up on July the 7th and 8th. Huntsville Hamfest is August the 19th and 20th. And the Greater Nashville Hamfest is at the Wilson County Fairgrounds in Lebanon, Tennessee, July the 22nd. So, and Mac announced that there's a tailgate in Tucker, Georgia, and I missed the time on that, but Alan, you may have it down when it comes around to you. You might announce that again. But back to you, Stan. Appreciate Alan doing the pre-net, and thank you for doing the net. Thank you for picking me up. W4AMI. This is K4BKC.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Good evening to you. Let's pick up on a question Bob raised before we go on to the next person. Mac W4AX mentioned the location of the swap thing this weekend down in Tucker, and he's gone now. Does anyone else know precisely where that's going to be? W4AMI, go ahead.
Yeah, this is N4OZI.
Yeah, go ahead, Alan. Where's it going to be?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's going to be at Tucker Recreation Center, right off La Vista Road. Tucker Recreation Center off La Vista Road. I think the time they open is 9 a.m., but that's where it's going to be. And I'll try to put out some more information here so that maybe I'll have it when it comes back around.
No, okay, thanks. Well, that's a start. Tucker Recreation Center, and I don't know. Is Tucker? I guess Tucker is a town now, isn't it? I think it finally incorporated the east side of Atlanta. Okay, thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Next up on the list is our webmaster / trustee, and all around. Godfather of our activities here. Dr. Ron, your transmission, WB4GWA, W4AMI. Go ahead.
Okay, Stan, W4AMI from WB4GWA. Well, good evening to you and to everybody else. John, I was going to tell you, if that's an NC303, put it in the corner there as soon as you can, and I'll be sure and take that off your hands for sure. And maybe you'll be able to get to it here one of these days. I understand how that is. In fact, Perry and I spent the day yesterday together all day, and I helped him working on his HT33. And boy, that thing is heavy. Wow. Had to take it out of the cabinet and flip it over, and had to rebuild the bias circuit and everything in it, and boy, I'm going to tell you, that rascal is heavy. So anyway, we had fun doing that, and it sounds good, Perry. It's blasting in over here. You're really good. And I got an email from John, K4VZS. He said he's hearing me and he's hearing Mac, and he's trying to find a window to jump in there, Stan. So be sure and listen out for John, because he'll be in there. I put his desk kilowatt on the cover page of the website, so you guys go look at the website and look at that beautiful Johnson desk kilowatt that John and Mac worked on, and I think you'll enjoy that. Sounding good here, Stan. Good to hear everybody, and we'll sit back and listen to the rest of the net. W4AMI from WB4GWA in Concord.
Okay, Dr. Ron, would you be kind enough, Dr. Ron, to jump in here for a second and relay to John that he is already on the list and he'll be coming up right after Ben, W4CT, in a while. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, very good. K4VZS from WB4GWA. You copy, John? Very good. Stan, he's on the desk kilowatt, and he's hearing 2 or 3 of us right now, so the band should be getting a little bit better. He'll probably be picking up a few more folks, but he is copying a few of us. And sounds good on the desk kilowatt. He's booming in here. I'm hearing him really good. John, check out the website. Take a look at that thing, because it sure is pretty. Back to you, Stan. W4AMI, WB4GWA.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ron. Thank you. Appreciate that. And John, I don't know if you're hearing me down there this evening, but I was copying you fine. It's funny because I'm peaking just about 1,500 watts. Can't do any more. I got the rock crusher on tonight, and can't do any more than it's doing. Okay, Eddie, your transmission, K4AMI, W4AMI. Go ahead.
All right, W4AMI, KA4AMI. Well, good evening, Stan. Thank you for doing the net, and Alan for doing the pre-net. I'm always grateful to you guys. We're all grateful to you, as a matter of fact, I'm sure. And it's good to hear the Southeastern AM Radio Club on tonight. And as the logo says, where tubes glow and friendships grow. And that's a true statement for this group. John, I hear your desk kilowatt just fine down there. It sounds good up here in Williamson. No problem at all, but the band is a mess right now. So anyway, everything's fine here. Let's see, we're just charging some batteries. It looks like all my outdoor batteries for lawnmowers and such are all low, so I'm having to charge all those up. That's about all that's going on here. The weather's beautiful. Little thunderstorms up around Atlanta, but other than that, everything's fine business in Williamson. So, Stan, thank you for the good net, and we'll talk with you guys later. W4AMI, this is KA4AMI.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Eddie Brown. Thank you much. Good signal up here tonight. In fact, copying pretty much everybody. The signals are good. The trouble is the static level is too. Okay, next up is our Vice President, the man from Dadeville, KF4TXQ. Sam, your transmission. Come on in here. W4AMI, over.
Okay, thank you very much. This is KF4TXQ, Sam in Alabama, Dadeville, Alabama, and boy, I'll tell you what, this band is kind of rough. Eddie Brown, you were coming in great, and John, I heard your desk kilowatt fine, and but anyway, most of the stations are coming pretty well, but you know how it is. You just have to kind of rock along with it, because we don't control it. We just have to endure it, whatever it is. Dr. Ron, you're got a great signal coming in there with Millie. It's been doing great. And but anyway, looking forward to hearing the rest of it. And if anybody's got a 4134S Ballon Designs Ballon, I'd like to talk to you about it if it's for sale. A new one, I guess, from Ballon Designs. I think they're still in business. So there you go. That's all I lack for finishing the clone of my station here. And I think that'll be a good way to ensure that things will go well, because what works, because whenever you put experimental touches on your station, you know, you gotta go with it long enough to see if it's gonna pass the test of stability and all that sort of thing. And so far, so good. But thanks a lot for running, Stan. You do a great job. So have a good week. Have a good day tomorrow. Eat something good. Sleep well. This is Kilo Fox 4 Tango X-Ray Quebec. Back to W4AMI in the net. Thank you, Stan.
Okay, Sam, thank you for coming aboard tonight. Good signal up here. Next up is Rob, AB4 Alpha Mike, gear transmission. Rob, come on in. Good to hear you tonight. W4AMI, over.
All right, fine business, Stan. W4AMI in the group. This is AB4AM coming to you from the big metropolis of Dawsonville, Georgia. I hope everybody's hearing me through all the static crashes. Hang on just a second here. There. And good to see everybody in here tonight, and I hope all is well. Been trying to get back in here a little bit more, seeing how we're off work for a little bit. We don't know how long, but we're going to enjoy it while we can. And get in here and play a little radio, I hope. Get back into the hobby a little bit, so all is well. Like I say, the signals are doing great up here in the big metropolis. Looking forward to it, and we're just going to sit back and enjoy all the good AM. Good to see everybody. And Stan doing a fine job. And turn it back over there to you, my friend. Still working with the Valiant and the extended double zip up at about 100 foot. So hopefully everybody's hearing me. Anyway, W4AMI, thank you. From AB4AM.
Antenna's doing it for you tonight, Rob, no question. Sounds good. Next up is Ken, K4JWI. And Ken, are you on the Collins tonight or something else? K4JWI from W4AMI, over.
W4AMI, K3JWI. I'm on the Collins tonight, the 20V3. Yeah, Miss Collins is on the air and listening on the R390A. Well, first of all, I wanted to follow up on Mac's comment. He's not here to hear this, but yeah, the fellows that went in on D-Day, we need to certainly remember them for what they did. That was huge. And my father-in-law was on the beach on day 7. He was in the Army, and he strung communications cable across Europe. They walked him from one end of Europe to the other, and they turned around and sent him back. And at first they didn't want him because he had flat feet, but they decided that wasn't a good enough excuse. Anyway, so much for that. Very good net tonight, Stan. Thanks for calling it. Alan, thanks for running the pre-net. Everybody sounds good. Still battling some static in the background, which I never really experienced before, but that's all right. It is June, and it is in the southern part of this country. So very good. There was one other comment. Oh, Sam, yes, Ballum Designs. They're very much in business. Robert does a great job. I recently bought a Ballum from him. I can't remember the model number off the top of my head, but I use it here and also up in Pennsylvania on the 40-meter extended double ZEP, which is ladder line fed, and it works well. Very good. Thanks again, Stan, for picking me up. Good evening to everybody, and it's good to be back at this QTH, although I hated to leave the great weather we were experiencing in central PA. W4AMI, K3JWI.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ken. Good evening, sir. Sounds good. Good signal. Glad to have you. Speaking of Ballum Designs, I remember when Bob and his wife first went into business making those things over there in Texas. They came to the Orlando Home Fest, and a friend of mine and I had spent quite a bit of time with Bob. Got to know him and have done a lot of business with him over the years. They're great people. Really nice people. Let's see. Next up is number 7, KO4SSY. Billy, your transmission. W4AMI, go ahead.
Righty, mighty fine. W4AMI, this is KO4SSY returning. And just hanging out here listening to everybody go on and on all this fine AM gear. And we're just trickling along on the multi-LMAC, AF68, about 50 watts carrier, so I know I'm a little light tonight. The antenna usually carries pretty good. Congratulations, Dr. Ron, on 53 years. Seems like that's more and more unheard of nowadays. People just thick and thin. But that's what it's meant to be. Anywho, 73's from here for now. Appreciate you for picking me up, Stan. And look forward to, I guess I'll be master of ceremonies on Thursday night. So everybody come join in. I'll give it my best shot. W4AMI KO4SSY.
Okay, Billy, thank you. Good evening to you. Surprised at the power level because the signal's pretty good. Next up is Perry, K4CWW. Perry, a couple of comments before I turn it to you. You might bump it up about 800 cycles in frequency, and you'll be right close. The audio is great. Don't touch a thing. Glue those knobs right where they are. When we were in South America, I had the privilege of using a NHT 32B and a 33B for just about 2 years. And that amplifier spent about 12 hours a day running teletype, 12 hours straight, running teletype up to the U.S. from northern Peru, and that puppy never stopped one time. It just did its thing all the way, and I was running about 750 watts output from it, so it just kept doing it. K4CWW from W4AMI.
Okay, Stan, thank you. W4AMI, K4CWW. Well, actually, that was going to be the topic of my preach here. I finally got this rig in a rack. And everything's mounted vertically. The 33B's on a floor shelf with a little pedestal for writing and the mic and everything, and the 32B above that, and the Drake R4 above that. But it gets me to your question. When I sat down, I realized this is a self-contained rolling rack, and it's rolled over to the side of the room and hooked to the antenna. And it dawned on me before you brought it up that I need to find somebody who's got an old little frequency counter, go to 30 megahertz that they want to sell cheap or get rid of or whatever, because I had to kind of guess where I wanted to park this thing, and so we'll see. Maybe somebody's got one of these little old HPs or something they want to throw out. Can't ever tell, but I am going by the seat of my pants tonight, Stan, so I apologize for that. I realize I'm surely a little bit off. Okay, but everybody, I appreciate all the kind words. I heard John on his kilowatt, and the band has been changing around. Sound was remarkably weak when we started out, but on that last transmission he made, he was way over S9, 25 over or something, so the band has changed dramatically, and I appreciate the comments from everybody and your thoughts and prayers about the family here. I had my round last year with the heart business, and I'm in pretty good shape at the moment, but Will and Carolyn, I guess we need all the good thoughts and prayers we can get, so thank you very much, everybody. And I'm getting long-winded. I do digress, so you better fire the microphone from me again. W4AMI, K4CWW.
No need to do that, my friend. No need to do that. Sounds good, Perry, and yep, prayers are going your way, no question. Have been, and will continue to. Good to hear you tonight, and have fun with that old Hella Scratcher stuff. It performed beautifully in South America, I'll tell you that. Next up is KN4ME, and after John, we'll take a standby. KN4ME, W4AMI. Dr. John, your transmission.
Very good. Thanks, Dan. W4AMI, the crew KN4 Mike Echo. A little USB, but I'm copying everybody, and glad to hear the activity. Nothing really more to add. and I will pass it back to you. And my brother out in Washington State texted me. He's ready to talk, and we're going to talk about getting together and make a trip out to Washington. I'll be checking out after this transmission. 7-3s, guys. Have a good week. W4AMI, KN4, Mike Echo.
Okay, Dr. John. Good signal tonight. Everybody's signals are good up there. I'm running the noise reduction system in the Apache Labs transceiver tonight, which helps knocks everybody sounds like they're on FM. Okay, we're going to take a standby. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net that meets every Tuesday night. Anybody else that care to join us, come on in right now.
W4OLJ.
WA4KM.
Okay, acknowledge WA4OLJ, and Kevin, that's the third time you've called in. We got you every time. Anybody else?
All right, well, I didn't get on the pre-net and on this one. I was just checking. All right, thank you.
Anybody else, please? Okay, not hearing anybody, so we will go on. Next up is we got Dr. Ron is number 9, and we got Eddie. Matt is Graham. We got Ron. Next up is Greg. WA4I. My list is kind of all over the page tonight because we had some ads kind of in the middle there. WA4I. Greg, your transmission. Go ahead.
Well, very nice day today, and said a while ago, went down to Harbor Freight and spent some money and bought me one of these roll around carts, and I think about every piece of sheet metal on it spent. Well, I think I can straighten it out and work around with it. Had a washer missing, but anyhow, I'm about to get it put together. Everybody's got a good signal in here in Rogersville, Alabama, and I'm going to have to get out and go feed the dogs. They used to be fed about 6:30 or 7 o'clock, somewhere along in there. So anyway, if I happen to get a pull and don't respond, try again a few minutes later, and I should be back. But anyway, thank you for picking me up, and you did a good job there. WA4I. Back to next.
Oh, okay, Greg. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for calling in. Next station up is WA4KM. Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah, WA4KM. It's popular. Hope everybody has a good evening. WA4KM, back to net.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Good evening to you. Next up is Ben, W4CT. Your transmission, sir, over. WA4 Charlie Tango. Okay, don't hear Ben. We'll come back to Ben in a bit. John, K4VZS, your transmission, over.
We got a 610 in the wings, but I'll probably get this one going. I'll be able to come anyway. Very well. So we'll see what happens. Thank you. Okay,
Okay, John. It's doing its thing tonight. Good signal from those 400s tonight. Doing well. Next up is W4OLJ. Virgil, your transmission, over.
W4AMI, and next is W4OLJ. Okay, Stan. Thanks a lot. Well, the signals have come up quite a bit since I started listening. Some of them were pretty weak to start with, but getting everybody really well now. Not much going on here. I'm kind of like Greg. I've been down to Harbor Freight and got some lights. I had some 4-foot fluorescent lights here in the basement, and I was getting a lot of noise from them on the receiver. You know, this causing a lot of noise. I could turn them off and it just get real quiet. You know, so I'm glad we got some LED lights, 4-foot LED lights, and put them up. And boy, it's quiet. The receiver is just a lot of difference in it there with the LEDs. Now I like the light from the fluorescence better. You know, these lights here are really white, really about too bright. But anyway, it's good and quiet, and they'll suit my magic. So anyway, that's what's been going on here, and I celebrated my 83rd birthday yesterday, and a couple of days before, my wife and I celebrated our 61st anniversary. So we got a little bit there to be proud of, and we kind of went out on the town there and had a good meal, and working on 62 now. So anyway, just had to brag a little bit there. So back to you, Stan. You're blowing me out over here. We've got that pipeline going today across the mountain here. Really sounding good and doing a great job. W4ONI, the net. This is W4OLJ in Sweetwater. 73s, everybody.
Okay, Virgil. Well, yesterday was also my Joan's mother's birthday. She's long passed, but it was yesterday as well. So you're in good company, because she was just a wonderful lady. Wonderful lady, and congratulations to Wilma as well. I've reached the end of the list. We're going to take a standby, see if we have any latecomers before we shut down this evening. 20 folks in here tonight so far. Let's see if we have any more. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net, W4AMI listening.
This is 4MA. This is Kilo 4 Hotel Uniform Mike.
Okay, picked up Bill, W4MA, and K4HUM. Anybody else? Okay, Bill, your timing is great. It is your turn to talk. W4MA. Come on in here, W4MI.
Yeah, W4AMI from W4MA. Good evening, SAMRC group. Stan, thank you for doing what you do. My name is Bill. I'm near Fellows, Georgia. Late check-in, but I heard someone say happy to be here. I'm pretty much maybe not quite as jovial, but nice to check in with everyone. Heard a few good signals. Haven't heard many, but what I've heard has been mighty nice. We had some strong weather to come through last night. Well, it was early this morning. About 2 a.m., it knocked me out of bed. A little over an inch of rain, some wind and lightning. But we'll take it. It's good on the garden. Late check-in, like I said, a little late dinner, but thanks for picking it up. I appreciate it. W4AMI, W4MA.
Well, Bill, you can come in early, you can come in late, so long as you got here, and you got here. So, welcome. Welcome. Glad to hear you tonight. Sounding good from suburban LJ. Next up is K4HUM. Lenny, go ahead.
Hey, good evening, W4AA. Hey, Mike, I believe I'm the net tonight. I've been spinning the dial a bunch of. Anyway, K4HUM. I'm hearing some weird stuff going on. Anyway, I've got, for information, that hand talk that Bob was talking about, well, so I'm planning on another trip there, and got a table. It's a really great spot, and I'm here to look to see what's going on here. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. Look forward to maybe seeing you all there in August, and I'm gonna call it quits while I can. Anyway, W4A Mike. K4HUM. President Short.
Okay, and Lenny, I have to thank you for something. You mentioned the upcoming club, and that triggered a thought, and that thought triggered to the next one because I forgot our pre-net guy tonight. Alan didn't get to make a transmission. Alan, go ahead. K4, W4AMI. Go ahead.
Okay, Stan. W4AMI in the net. It's N40ZI. No big deal. And the swap meet is going to be on my QRZ page. If you go to my QRZ page, N40ZI, and you'll see future area Hamfest information. If you go down there, it says Tucker, Georgia, June 10th. I just added it. And it's going to be at the Tucker Recreation Center at Vista Road. The setup for it is from 7:30 to 9, and then the swap meets from 9 to 2. And I don't think there was any charge for this. And it's free for sign-up and attendees. And if you click on the link, we'll bring you to the Hereford Memorial Radio Club, which is the same group that runs the Lawrenceville Stone Mountain Hamfest in November. We're the ones setting this up. So you can find information about it on their website. If you click on it, go down to upcoming events, and I think the second one listed is the AMRC Tailgate Swap Meet. And we'll be able to go there. Also, Perry, looking for frequency counters. You can find some very cheap Chinese frequency counters on eBay. I've got a couple of them. One runs off 9 volts, and it's a little self-contained thing. And then there's another one that runs off like 12 volts. They have various types and sizes and stuff. And gosh, they're dirt cheap. This one here uses an SMA connection, and it runs off a 9-volt battery, and I think it was like $4.99. So they are just dirt cheap. I've got a couple of them here, and it's just amazing how cheap it is. So if you're looking for a frequency counter really cheap, you can find them in there if you search around on eBay. If you have any trouble, just email me, and I'll send you some links to it. But they're actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised. So back to W4AMI in the net, N40ZI.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Anybody have a question for Alan regarding either frequency counters or a repeat on the Saturday swap location? I guess that rock crushing signal coming out of your way, Alan, got the message across. Thanks. Again, sorry. You weren't on the list, Alan. Sorry about that. Bah humbug. It was funny because, we put the officers first, and I always try to put you right, at the end of that list, and I was confused because the guys came in at different times, and so I was looking up and down the page to make sure I didn't miss anybody, and lo and behold, I did. because that guy didn't call in. Anyway, take care. This is the Southeastern Amateur Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. Any other late arrivers? Come now. Okay, didn't hear anybody. Going to call it a night and give our ears a little rest before bedtime. It's been a good evening tonight. A lot of good signals, and even though the static crashes are high, didn't miss anybody. And appreciate everybody coming aboard and joining us, joining the fellowship of the evening. As was mentioned earlier, the Mullets are on here on Thursday night, and the Eagle folks are here on Monday night about this same time. With that, good night. This is W4AMI.